Good evening, everybody. Um, I just want to come up here, well, come on here actually, and give my review, my honest review about coming here to Istanbul, Turkey. You gotta forgive me. I just did my some dental work at Dentakay. I'm currently here at in Istanbul, Turkey, and I did my dental work at Dentakay. And I just want to come here to, inspire others and basically help others uh, either avoid or just inform people in general. You know, uh, I'm from America, I'm from Florida. It took me about 16 hours to get here. But other people, they coming from all over the world. And I just wanted to come and give my personal review about the whole, ordeal and some of the things that you will need to know before you come here, you know, uh, from certain people's perspective, it could be a bad experience. It could be a good experience. Uh, but for me personally, overall, I would say it was okay. It was a good experience. But a couple of other things. That's why I want to come up here and help people. Okay. First, let's start with the consultation. I'm doing a review on Dentakay. I can't speak on other dentists. I'm only speaking on, Dentakay. Excuse me again, my mouth is still kind of numb, so forgive me. I literally just came from Dentakay, and I didn't even take off my clothes. I said, let me get on here before I forget and inform people. Damn, it's hot in this hotel room, but I digress. Um, with Dentakay, let's just start with the consultation. The consultation it was good. They let me see, it took me about a month. Before I came here, just speaking and uh going over my options and stuff like that. So as far as like the consultation, it was good. You know. But one of the things I would recommend, highly, highly, highly recommend people to do is is during the consultation. This is very important. If you want to save money and time, listen. During the consultation, because they're not going to tell you this during the consultation. And I get it, it's a business. They're trying to make money as so other businesses. During the consultation, please go to a dentist in whatever country that you're in, whatever, be it France, UK, whatever. I'm from America. This one of the mistakes that I made is that if you could go to your local dentist, pay for a 3D scan, have them send it to your phone, and you send it to the doctors at Dentakay. Because what's going to happen? Same thing that happened to me. The consultation that I went with is they was doing everything on the phone. I don't know if people is aware, but they was doing, taking pictures on the phone and stuff like that. And, my teeth was really bad. I had, my teeth was loose in the front. I had a missing tooth in the back. I couldn't bite down on anything, so it's bad. I had a full mouth infection. It was bad, but this is my case. But after we did the consultation on the phone, I got a price. You know, give me one sec. I need a towel. Let me turn. I need to turn down this AC. Forgive me. Forgive me for my viewers that's watching. I literally just came and I just sat here and wanted to help people. I said let me sit down and try to help. But during my consultation on the phone, taking pictures, showing my missing tooth, and they gave me a price. Okay. Now this is the year June 2026. I don't know about other countries, but in America, things are not cheap. Things I'm talking about in general, from rent, grocery, gas. It's very expensive. And me, I'm a single parent. I have kids. To say less is like I have a lot on my plate. But I digress. They gave me a price, which is a good price. We don't have to name the price. We just speaking in general here. I said, okay, I could do that. Pay for the ticket, got here. Now when I got here, guess what? I did a 3D scan. Everything changed. Everything changed. From the price, from the dental plan, the procedures I was gonna do, and let me say this, I don't want to blame it on Dentakay. I don't want to blame it on that company. These are the things that I learned while I was here, and this is why I'm trying to help people. These things that I'm telling you, I wish somebody would have told me this. I would have better planned, but I digress. But I've been here a week, because I had a big, I guess, job to do with my mouth or whatnot. Um, but this is my excuse me. This is my experience. It could be different from you. Excuse me. It could be different from you. What I can say is, if you come in here to get veneers, you don't have to do 3D scan, which I would still recommend. You know, the people that are watching this, they want to know, why would I, if I'm going to the dentist, why do I need to pay extra? Listen, the key to dentistry or coming to a dentist, I don't care who you are, it's about bone density. It is about bone density. Okay? I came here without doing the scan, not knowing. And when I got here, I needed surgery. They didn't tell me that in the consultation. So now you can see how I kind of fell into a little bit of depression, because I had expectations for one thing, and then when I got here, it was different. For like a day or two, I was kind of depressed because I'm like, damn. Luckily, I came here, with backup. I had a couple credit cards. I came with cash, but I had a couple credit cards. Something told me, just look, bring backup money. Even though, even though I did not have that in my budget, you know, but thank God I planned like that. I got here. They said I needed surgery. I'm like, I can't blame them. You can't blame them, you know. Found out I had full mouth infection. I gotta pull my teeth, get implants, go into surgery. I'm like, oh my god. Now let me tell you about the procedure. It's painless, other than them poking you with the anesthesia, you know. Other than that, it was it was painless. But basically now, from what expected to pay, it's triple. And then not only that, now when I say triple, it's still cheaper than USA. I don't know about other countries, but it's still cheaper than the US because I got quotes, in the US. Some said 36,000. Some said one said 58,000. One said about 52. Crazy numbers. I'm like, man, I'll let my teeth fall out. I'll let all of them fall out before I pay $52,000. But I digress. It's triple my budget. This is the point I'm trying to make. It was triple my budget. But I said, I'm here. I had to take off from work. I'm a truck driver, and people know, anybody that know about truck, you just can't take off work like that. So just to get this week off, it was a lot. But thank God for my company that I work for now. They took care of me. I thank them for that. The company that I work for, which is Timco Logistics, very good company. Love them to death. They work with me. Because I'm in training to be a supervisor right now, but I digress. Uh, conversation. But back to what I was saying. Excuse me, I got to turn on this AC. I cannot. I forgot to turn the AC on. Okay, where was I? But back to what I was saying. It was triple my budget. So now I said to myself, I said, damn, I'm already here. I had to fight for this. Not really fight, but I had to take time off from work. I'm already here. I said, okay, let's do it. You know, uh, and from my consultation from home when I was in the U.S., I was supposed to come back. I was supposed to come once, get everything done. From based on uh, in the U.S. taking pictures and stuff, sending it to them, and based on doing that, they say just come one time, whatever. But my advice to people: if you're going, medical tourism is real and it's good, but you have to know the do's and don'ts. This is why I'm making this video. You have to know the do's and don'ts. And if I would have known what I know now, I would have been better prepared. You know, uh, but I said, go ahead, let's do it. You know, paid the money. Went into basically my top was worse than the bottom. I had to pull basically most of my top teeth. Do surgery. Had to cut open my gums, take out all the infections. It's not nice. Thank God I know people. I just left here, and this one lady, she had to do a full mouth reconstruction. Me, I just had to do the top, and I had to get 4 implants. But what you don't know is when you come, they do your initial consultation. You find out it's more. Like I said, you go ahead with it, and okay, let's go with it. You they pull you do your extractions, you do your surgery. What they don't tell you is after you do your surgery and you do your implants, they don't give you uh how can I say a temporary at the moment because I guess you gotta wait till it heals for like a well for the blood to stop for like a day or two. So remember, whatever implant that you're doing, if you're coming here to Turkey, Istanbul, Turkey, at Dentakay, they don't give you temporaries off bat. Okay, and it was very hard for me, you know, because I'm walking around this goddamn hotel and then food is good by the way, but I couldn't eat. I couldn't chew. All I had was implants. So I went 3 days without eating. You know, I got here Thursday. Okay, I came in late. Went in Friday for the consultation. Saturday did the surgery, did the extraction. Sunday they're closed. Okay, so I had to go Sunday. Monday I had to go back. I'm thinking I'm finna get my temporary. No, they had to do other stuff, 3D scans, and so I went another day without eating. You know, that was Tuesday. No, today is Tuesday. So yeah, I went Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday without eating nothing. Still, right now I'm hungry as hell. Hungry. You know, like I said, I literally just came from Dentakay. I came up to the room, and the first thing was on my mind was to help people. I eat after I'm done with this video. I came. This is what I'm telling you. So remember that. You know, what I can say about that is, uh, the day that you know you're going to do your extractions, make sure you eat. You know me, I didn't know. You know, they got a spread downstairs. I mean, especially for breakfast, amazing. But I couldn't eat, literally. You know, and this is when I knew, like, damn, your teeth are important. So I sat here, 3 days without eating. I'm weak. You know, it was very, you know, painful in some ways. You know, but I'm a man that I get through it. Now, let's talk about uh the implants. This is another section of this video that I didn't know. You know, a lot of uh dentists, they don't inform you, on a lot of stuff, man. And this is not the down talk Dentakay, you know, because they got hundreds of people coming, to do work, you know. So with Dentakay, I can say they're nice people, but it's a lot of things I wish they would have told me, you know. I wish they would have told me before, so I could better prepare myself, you know. Uh, but I digress. I'm not, I have to come back in 6 months, which I will because they don't have started this work. To come finish putting in my because this up top is temporary, to put in my zirconium crowns. Now let's talk about the actual implants. I didn't know this until literally 30 minutes ago when I was there. You know, they're telling me, hey, listen, man, you can't eat hard food. You're risking the infection. Uh, Try not to chew a lot. And I'm in my mind, I'm like, what the hell? What was the purpose of me coming here? What the hell you mean? Don't chew. You know what I mean? Don't chew a lot. So I was kind of baffled at that. I was like, what the hell? I just sat there. I'm just listening. You know, people, when you get dentures, not excuse me, Lord forbid, I don't want dentures. When you get implants, guys, when you get implants, it's not just getting implants, put your teeth in. No, you literally have to keep up with your implants every single day, brother. You gotta watch what you eat. They're telling me I can't eat a whole apple. I gotta cut it up. I can't eat a whole carrot. I gotta. I'm like, what But they did say when I get my zirconium, I could, eat normal again after a couple of months. But they say with these, I will have to wait, uh, you know, a month or two. And after the month or two, I still can't eat, hard stuff or anything that I want. I'm like, okay, you're going to need a water pick. Look it up. It's like this little thing that shoots out water. You're going to need that. You are going to need that. Very important. When you brush them, you can't brush from side to side. You got to brush like this. I'm like, ain't this about a bitch? But me, I'm not very religious, but somewhat I am. But I just thank God they only got implants on the top and not the bottom. I just left there with a lady and a guy. They had to get 6 implants on the top, 6 implants on the bottom, and I'm like, wow. But can't brush like this. You gotta brush like this, and you can't use a soft brush. You risk of causing an infection. I'm like, what the? And I bought a soft brush, because of my previous teeth was loose. I had to go down to the supermarket here, get a hard brush. These are the things you need to know when you come here for an implant. For implants, I'm strictly speaking on my situation. I see many people come and just for veneers or whatnot. Another thing about Dentakay, and I would believe many other dentists, is that they're going to try to upsell. Just know that they're going to try to upsell, you know. But me as a man, I'm like, hell no, I'm not. No, this is not what we discussed. So I went with the best plan that was best for me. And with Dentakay, like I want to say, before I paid, they're nice people, please. And another thing too, I love Turkey. It's, especially Istanbul. I love it here. If I could move here, even though there's not that many black people here, from what I can see, but this is the first country I came, and I just don't feel the racism, brother. It's like I love this country. The food is natural. It's just far away from what I'm accustomed to, which is USA. You know, but I love the country. But as far as like the dentist, I'm like, before I paid, there was, hey, king, treating me like a king. But the moment I paid, not saying that the customer service left. No, they're good people. They got translators there. But I just kind of felt like the treatment kind of went down a little bit after I paid. You know, after I paid, it was like, all right, yeah, you here, you gonna sit in the lobby for like an hour. But before I paid, no longer than 20 minutes. You know, but to me, this is just what I've seen. But I'm not, talking down on Dentakay because they're their services are good. I'm not. I'm just t- giving you the little things that I've seen. But they pick you up at the hotel. I mean, from the airport, they take you to the hotel. They pick you up from the hotel, take you there in the nice Maybach van. I mean, you know, even though it's kind of a language barrier, but that's nothing. We got Google Translate or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I just what else am I forgetting here? We talked about the implants. You know, with the implants, you have to be very very careful of what you eat. I can't emphasize that enough. Like I just came from there and I'm hungry. I'm starving, but I'm scared to eat. I don't know. I'm like, but I'm gonna have to, because I'm leaving tomorrow. It's gonna be a long flight. I gotta, I haven't eaten in 3 days, so I have to, to to eat something. Um, the, what can I say about the people here? The people here are good, even though I don't feel the racism, but I could honestly say, uh, certain races, even though they don't disrespect you, they don't really mess with you too, you know. They just let you be you. I mean, if you ask them something, they'll help you. But how can I say it's not really welcoming, you know? Like I asked the guy, I said when I for the first time I got here, he was like a Arab dude. I said, hey, where's the supermarket around here, the hotel? He's like, over there. Turned his head. I was like, where, sir? Go here, make left. Turned his head again. I said, okay, cool. Because believe me, I've been through worse in America. So that's not making about race or I still love this country. Still love it. You know, we spoke about the consultation, we spoke about the implants, the hotel is good. I'm at the Renaissance Hotel here in very good. If you come to Dentakay, tell them you want to go to the Renaissance Hotel, okay? Because their food selection here is very good, especially in the morning. Oh, in the morning, A plus, man. You got so many spreads from cereal, oatmeal, pancakes. Ah, my mouth is watering because I've been wanting to eat this stuff for the last 3 days, but I couldn't. So yeah, tell them to come. You want to come to the Renaissance Hotel. Um, I can't emphasize enough, guys, about getting that 3D scan. I cannot emphasize enough. Okay, before you come here, please do go to your local dentist, get a 3D scan. I am telling you that it would solve a lot of problems before you get here. Because from the reason why I tell you this, not a doctor's gonna see. Hey, okay, you might have an infection, or no, you don't have bone here, whatever the case may be. Don't just come off the pictures off your phone. Don't do that. Don't do that. Um, yeah, I think that's about it. So we spoke about transportation, you know, implants. Excuse me. But just I can't emphasize enough again. When you get implants, I don't care if it's here in Istanbul, Vietnam, or wherever it is. Once you get an implant, you have to upkeep it. My face is still swollen. This is not my regular size face. My face is still swollen from the surgery that I did 3 days ago. That's how intense and bad it was with mine. They had to open my gums and do all type of stuff. You know, uh, so you know, I can't emphasize that enough. If that's because for some people like me, I didn't have a choice in the matter. I had to do implants because the teeth that I had here was so loose I couldn't bite down. I had a tooth here that fell out, you know, and my jaw was basically useless. My jaw was basically useless. I couldn't really eat like that. I was eating like an old man because I couldn't really. you know, I couldn't really eat how I wanted to. So in my situation, I had to do the implants on the top. But I think God is only on the top and not both top and bottom. Another thing they tell you is once you get these implants, if you don't properly take care of it or upkeep it, one, you risk getting an infection and you don't want to do that. Yes. And two, depending on what you're eating, you risk your temporary shifting. You risk it shifting. And thank God for me. Once again, I like to be grateful for what I've, you know, uh, for what I have or for what I've, don't have to go through per se. Some people have to both and bottom. I don't have to worry about that on the bottom, only on the top. And my implants are here and here. It didn't go. And my teeth, I had like two teeth in the back. They were still good. Thank God. Didn't have to pull those. But like I said, man, just know when you come here, you're gonna try to upsell. You know, you're gonna try to upsell. Cause I had I'm just give you an example, quick example on my second. I'm not gonna tell you how much I paid on this trip, but when I come back, they gave me an option. They was like, look, we didn't know, we didn't, we didn't have your 3D scan. We didn't know you needed this, you needed that. So we have two packages for you. One package is 12,000, and the other package is 8,000. I said, let's talk about the 8,000, cause I done spent a bag for this Visit. I say, man, shit. Let's talk about the 8,000. It was like, no, I would recommend this. I say, man, I won't give a damn what you recommend. I wouldn't give a damn. Could this 8,000 package work? It was like, yeah, but uh, different zirconium teeth or whatever, this and that. I said, look, I wouldn't give a damn. I said, as a matter of fact, take this $12,000 package off the table. Let's just focus on this $8,000 here. Went from there. I signed the contract, whatever. And yeah, this is where I'm at now. This is my first day with my teeth, man. Thank God I could get something to eat. But I just want to come in here and just to inform people, man, of what to expect, and I really do hope this video help a lot of people, man, because I literally just came from Dentakay and I came straight here before I forgot everything. I just came straight here to try to help people, man. And you could use this video not just for Dentakay, but going abroad. I don't care if you're going to Vietnam, wherever you're going, do your 3D scan and send it. Okay, and go from there, guys. Go from there. Once again, man, my name is Dole. Love you guys, and I hope this information help you guys. Peace.